All right, I'm gonna give it just a few minutes here. You guys that tuned in probably got a few different notifications. I was having a little trouble with my streaming software. The camera wouldn't come up. I had everything set earlier, and then when I went to stream, the light was off and the camera wouldn't come up. So we'll just sit here for just a few minutes and wait until wait until somebody pops in the chat. I may have to chat on something different. I apologize for anybody who was here on time and I was having trouble getting things working. All right, got a couple people watching. Uh, things aren't working so great on my streaming software, but I'm gonna try to keep up with everything here. Thanks for joining me tonight. Uh, just published that 30-06 video this morning. Rifle's sitting over here. I can't bring it up or show it or get out any guns or anything on the live stream because of YouTube's rules. I think you guys all probably know that. But yeah, I apologize if it looks like I just quit working and quit sweating long enough to sit down and join you here. That is the case. I've been working on some plumbing and went a little longer than I anticipated. So I sat down about 2 minutes before I was scheduled to start the live stream. I don't think my studio is quite ready to show you guys. The It's kind of a mess right now. At some point, I am gonna make a video about how I got things set up and trying to get the comments to show up on the screen here. I may have to pull this up another way. Bear with me just 1 second. I'll see if I can get the comments to show up. This will show you guys a little bit of the studio here in just a second. Yeah, I can't quite figure out how to do this right now. There we go. I think I've got it. I think I've got it pulled up. I'll just have to read up my phone. Dalton, what's up, man? Good to have you on. Any more testing been done with the 30-06 and 130s? No. That video I just published this morning, and the shooting for that was done 2 days before that. So no, I haven't done any more loading or shooting since then. In fact, I still got. Let me see if I can show you here. I've still got the brass and the bullets and primers and everything here on the bench. And yep, there's the rifle back in the corner. So YouTube won't shut me off for that. But no, I haven't done any more loading for it yet. As I mentioned at the end of that video, I'm gonna overhaul that rifle just a little bit before I load any more ammo for it. It's trying to group. In fact, here's the target we talked about at the end of that last video. It's trying to group. It's putting some shots close together. Oh, I'm having a little issue with my lights. Gonna have to adjust them real quick. Sorry about that. Had the overhead ones dimmed all the way down, and they were not liking that flickering a little bit. Anyway, trying to put some shots kind of close together here, but then other groups just flinging them all over the place, and some with the same load. Right? This is 50 grains of Varget, and this is 50 grains of Varget. So was I shooting too fast? Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna need to do a little bit more to accurize that gun before uh yeah, before we do any more loading with it. I like the rifle. I want it to be accurate. Uh and I want to get into doing a little bit more home gunsmithing. So I am gonna make some changes to that gun. I think we can make the background a little more interesting here. 18 wheels and a dozen six shooters. Gotcha now. 5x5. Guessing that's a radio reference. I like it. Recommendations for a digital scale from Dalton. My RCBS Chargemaster Link struggles with super fine ball powders like H380. That's the exact digital scale that I'm using right now. Um, and I don't really measure ball powders through it. Actually, I don't remember if I have or not. Yeah, Winchester 748. Let's see if I've got an open one that I can look at here. Winchester 748 says it's a ball powder. I can't remember. Yeah, mostly balls, some of them squished. I think when I was loading, I think it was 35 Whalen with this, and I apologize, I don't have any videos on that. But when I was loading 35 Whalen with that, what I was doing was throwing a charge with a powder thrower and then using the Charge Master link to trickle it. It's really slow to try to dispense a charge with a ball powder and that. I don't know what automatic trickler or what automatic scale like that is going to do the job well until you get up into like the auto trickler or the Prometheus or something like that, and that's major money. Ugh, next two comments are very closely related. Reloading Fun says, "So what's next on the docket then?" And Accuracy First asks, "Still have your Browning 280 AI?" Yes, yes, I do. And I just got in some bullets for it. Where did I put them? Oh, I put them in a box over here. I bought, you guys, if you watched I think the last video I did on that was drop testing the 145 grain Barnes LRX out to 600 yards. Maybe I went 625. Anyway, I don't think I ever got around to showing load development with that bullet. And I kind of got to a point where I had to load up ammo so that I could go out on the bear hunt. And I didn't really get the load dialed in as much as I wanted to. So I bought some more bullets. I've still got some ammo loaded up from before. I shot a couple deer with it. Uh, Performed great, by the way. It was like 30-yard shots uh, from a tree stand, which is kind of ridiculous, but it did the job. Anyway, that bullet is one that I really want to shoot. I also bought a box of Hornady 150 grain CX bullets. I haven't shot any CX before, and I bought a box to try in the Browning 280 Ackley. So that is going to be coming up well. I say it's going to be coming up soon, but I want to do my load workup for that with the suppressor that I'm going to be taking hunting this fall, and I don't have that suppressor yet. putting away some money, and I'm gonna buy a titanium can with direct thread to knock the weight down a little bit, but I haven't gotten to that yet. Uh, haven't gotten to that. Yeah, last video I saw you do, you were prepping for a bear hunt with it. Yes, yes. And I shot it some on that trip, and it shot great. I did some zero checking at like 300 yards on a rock or something, and I was hitting exactly where I was aiming for. Um, but I want to try a couple different copper bullets in it. I am fairly committed to shooting a monolithic bullet in the 280. I have 162 grain ELDX that I haven't shot. Um, yeah, if I can get copper bullets to shoot well, I want to shoot a copper bullet. Time for a 708. I want one. I really do. I love 6.5 Creedmoor, and yeah, the difference between 6.5 Creedmoor and 7mm .08 isn't a lot, but just because I really, really like medium rifle cartridges, I do want to try out 7mm .08. Yeah, that's on my list for sure. I'm not. I'm probably not buying any rifles this year, with one possible straight wall cartridge exception. So I'm not. I would this year. I want to focus on the rifles that I have and improving them and getting loads really dialed in before I go adding on any more rifles. So yes, a 7mm .08 is on the want list, but I'm probably not going to buy one yet. Do you have one? Do you have one that you like? One that you'd recommend? Oh yeah, has been around forever, but I just got one a year and a half ago, then a second one months ago. That's kind of how that went for me with 6.5 Creedmoor. Man, I wish I could grab rifles over here, and someday maybe we'll do a stream on another platform. I don't know, Rumble or Twitch or something where I can grab rifles and show them while I'm on the live stream. Tika, both of them. Yeah, that's another. That, I've handled Tikas a lot. Back when I thought $400 was the most I'd ever want to spend on a rifle. uh, and I wish now that I had bought a Tika, but instead of that Savage Model 11 that I ended up with, which is sold now. I don't have that rifle anymore. Compact first one, ace barrel on second one, converted from 30-06. Nice. Did you do that rebarreling yourself? That's rebarreling rifles is kind of next on my list of things to get into. I say next, but I've got to learn to bed and that sort of thing first. Do you reloading fun? Sorry, I missed your comment a little bit ago. Do you have any interest in the 6mm dasher? I do, but I have more interest in 6GT. I had an idea the other day. So I am huge fan of the idea of a stick rifle. A rifle that is light, slim, shoots a fairly soft cartridge, and yeah, it's just easy to pack around. Shortish barrel, 20 to 22 inches, probably a suppressor on the end. That's a concept I got from listening to Ryan Muckenhern on the Vortex Nation podcast. I really like that concept because the rifles that I tend to grab to go hunting are the lightweight ones. I don't take my 10-pound 6.5 Creedmoor, even though it would do a great job on deer and stacks bullets one on top of the other. But yeah, anyway, I really like that stick rifle concept. And a lightweight rifle in 6GT specifically built for deer hunting, it isn't something that's been done yet, except maybe for some custom jobs. And I think that could be really, really sweet. 6 arc is great, and it's definitely got the power for deer hunting. 6 GT would be kind of that sweet spot, I think, for a little better twist rate on your barrel than a 243. And you're not maybe going to shoot the same speeds as a 243, but you're going to get close with better bullets. It'd be great at long range. I think that could be a really cool package. So I'm more interested in 6 GT than I am in 6 Dasher. And that's just, I have only shot 6 Dasher once. And that was at a competition. Somebody let me borrow their rifle for a stage, and I shot 6 Dasher, making hits at 700 yards, never having shot the rifle before. Yeah, it was really cool. But everybody talks about the feeding problems with 6 Dasher. I had a lot of trouble getting that rifle to feed, and that was a custom built competition rifle that was, you know, I want something that'll feed well out of a standard action. Now, if somebody comes out with a shorter short action that's optimized for 6 Dasher and builds it in a hunting rifle, sure, count me in. Not a gunsmith, nor do I have a lathe. Okay, yeah, me neither. Not yet, anyway. It's on the list. Anymore, I'd rather put a Bartline or Krieger on a Remington or something instead of buying a full factory gun. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Although I would buy a Tika, probably put a different stock on it, or what else? I probably wouldn't buy a new Remington right now, although I don't know how their 700s are coming out. Were you having sorry, maybe I was reading the wrong. Sorry, just trying to catch back up with the comments here. I thought I was reading the wrong guy's comment at first and it's getting two guys mixed up. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking buying old rifles is great because you can buy a whole like that Remington 700. I think after the auction fees and everything, it came out to maybe 600 bucks, but that gun would be just that much or more sitting used on a gun shelf in a gun shop. And I got another gun at the same time for cheap. And that may be the next video. Shoot, I'll go ahead and tell you guys. I've got a Savage 110 in 243 that I bought at the same time as that uh, Remington 700. It is a it's from the time period when Savage was doing the 110 in long action cartridges, but it's after they switched to making the 110 only one length. So the action it looks like Magnum length to me, and it's got a like the bottom of it is opened up just enough for short action cartridges, and I think it's got a bolt stop in it to keep the bolt from traveling back very far. So it's kind of a it's long. It's way long. I think it's got a 22-inch barrel on it, so the overall package isn't that bad. But the action is it's the longest action I own, and it's a 243, which is a little goofy. But hey, we can build on it, right? I can, if necessary, I can open up the bottom of that action to feed long action cartridges, or who knows? We can do a lot of different things with it. Oh, okay. Reloading Fun says he has a lathe. He says, I have a lathe. It's a great hobby and rewarding. I thought I'd save money in the long run, but it's so easy to build a rifle now, I end up spending more on parts. Yeah, I know that's how it's going to work. Uh, when, when I finally get set up with one. I've done wood turning on a wood lathe, and I've got one of those. I have zero experience with machining or with with a metal lathe or anything. So that's gonna be a learning process for sure. And building rifles I don't need. Yeah. Well, hey, what you could do is build rifles for other people and charge money for it. That's I've thought about that on and off. Yeah, I would really like to put a different barrel on this Remington 700 if the 30-06 barrel doesn't shoot well. Uh, I'd like to put a different barrel on it, but I would probably have to switch it to a remage system and do a barrel nut, and then I'd have to open up room in the stock for a Savage barrel nut, and kind of I don't want to do that to that stock. I guess if I did it, I would probably set that stock aside and use a different one. But yeah, I don't have I can't turn a 10 in or anything. That would be, yeah, it would be nice to be able to swap out barrels on that, but the Savage I may end up playing with more first as far as swapping barrels, just because it's got that barrel nut, and I can just buy some headspace gauges and swap out barrels that way. It might go. I don't know what kind of stock I want to put that in. It's got a wood stock on it now. Well, you guys will see it in the next video I do. I've got the components. Just got in some new Starline 243 brass. Thought I had some brass, but I cannot find it anywhere. So got some new brass there. I bought a spear, 85 grain boat tails. It's not a target gun, it's a hunting gun, so I wanted to shoot more hunting type bullets out of it. I've got a few 90 grain ELDXs left. Oh, maybe 8 or 9 of them in there. This is from when I was loading up for my friend's Ruger M77. I never could get that thing to shoot, and that's bugged me ever since. What else do I got here? Oh, yeah, and the 75 grain Sierra Varminter. These I've started collecting bullets over the last couple of months because I know I'm going to be uh, shooting this rifle soon. I've got a scope mounted on it. I went through the gun just like I did on the Remington 700, cleaned it all up, torqued everything down. So it's ready to go, ready to load for. I got to get a couple days to load and shoot it. Reloading fun. Anything you're working on right now? Any rifles you're building or cartridges you're doing load work up for? I think in the meantime, oh, I guess you guys have seen this shelf. Annealer up there, dies, bullets, bunch of reloading crap down here. I've got to get a lot of that organized. You can see I've got my dry tumbler back there on the floor with media spread out around it. Need to get a better system for organizing all of that. More shelved in here for sure. And right over here, there's the powder shelf. And I'm still working off of the Frankfurt Arsenal portable reloading stand, which is working for now. It's not the permanent thing, but I want to build I need to build a reloading table in here, but I'm still working out how exactly I want to do that. I think I want to put it on wheels so I can move it around and use it for other things in this room. I want to build it into put a barrel vise on it and have the inline fabrication mount swap system in a few different spots on it. But I have been remodeling the house, and that's taking most of my time right now. So building a reloading bench is going to have to wait for a little bit. Building a 22 BR and 20 practical. Sweet. Getting ready for prairie dogs. Loading some ammo for 222. Fun. I like those small cartridges. I really do. I've been thinking lately about, I've had an idea on and off that I would love to have a rifle that I could reload for, that I could hunt small game with and not blow it to smithereens. I'm not familiar with 20 practical. Maybe that's small enough. I don't remember. I know I've looked at the cartridge drawings, but something something like a shorter 22 Hornet. I guess even 22 Hornet would work fine, but it's a little more oomph than I would want. Something like a shorter 22 Hornet that shoots a little bit slower could be a whole lot of fun to load for and hunt small game. Your reloading room's coming along nicely. Good. Yeah, this is mine that I'm in now, and it's kind of a dream setup. When we bought this place, I had the idea of building a room like this. Um, I didn't realize that my wife was going to give me the go to make it my first project, but it got everything, all of my bullets and powders and everything out of the house, which she was glad for. So yeah, I'm really glad to have this reloading room, and I need to. That bench is high on my list of projects to get done, and then it'll be fully functional. But it's heated and cooled. Got a mini split eh, up there. I've got a dehumidifier over here, although I haven't had to run it. It's been like 30% humidity in here. Uh, yeah, this setup it's working out really nicely, and I'm thankful to have a space to work in. Did I ever get a bear? No, I did not. I didn't see a bear that whole trip. I've looked through. I took a bunch of video while I was on that trip, and at some point I need to go back and compile it and put it together into a video. But I didn't see a bear the entire time I was there. The closest I found were tracks and scat. Uh, no bears. I didn't. I also knew nothing about bear hunting besides what I'd read in books. So I've done a little more research since then. I'm going to Idaho mule deer hunting this fall in October. I've got a mule deer tag, and black bear is fair game too. I don't have a black bear tag yet. I could use my mule deer tag on it, which I'd rather not. But if we see any bears or we're seeing a lot of bear sign, I'll jump down into town and pick up a bear tag because they're over the counter. I think it'll cost a little over $200, but if I see any bears while we're out there, I will get a tag and I'll try to bring back a bear. 20 practicals, 223 neck down to 20. Okay, yeah, that's a lot faster than I want. What's the difference between 20 practical and 204 Ruger then? Is it a body or shoulder angle thing, or what's the difference there? I guess I don't know. Oh, maybe 204 Ruger have just a little bit longer case. Just need a bear rug on that wall behind you. I know this wall is blank, and I don't quite know what to put up on it yet. It's the ceiling's only 8 feet high in here, and that mini split takes up the center, so I don't know what to hang on that wall yet. But furs would be a good option. I should try trapping at least for a little while. We've got all kinds of coons and um, groundhogs and that sort of thing. I could have tanned and hang on the wall in here. I do have my buck hanging on the wall across from me here, and I haven't put up my Euro mounts yet. I guess I could put those on the wall. That might be an option. Longer case. Longer case on the 204 Ruger, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay. What are you taking on the Idaho deer hunt? The 280 Ackley. That's why I'm diving back into working up loads for it. Around here in Missouri, on the property that I have available to hunt, a couple hundred yards is all I can shoot. Idaho's a different story, and I want to have that 280 Ackley ready to go. So that's what I'm taking. I thought about taking this 30-06, but I am so that 280 Ackley is so sweet in how it's set up. The you guys, I'm sure I'll get a comment at some point on that last video about being a wuss about recoil. I like being able to spot my shots, and I like not getting beat up by the gun, and I like to be able to shoot it a lot. That 280 Ackley, I can shoot that thing all day. It's just a little bit less total recoil, but the butt pad is perfect, and the stock is really smartly designed. It does have a little bit of a flex to it, not too bad, but the way the recoil pad is designed, when the gun recoils, it pulls the stock slightly down, and it does a lot of good soaking up that recoil. It's really soft shooting. Even without a suppressor on it, it's not bad at all, and it doesn't beat you up. What kind of small game do you want to hunt? Squirrels and rabbits. Yeah, that's mostly what I do. Uh, that's mostly the small game that I hunt. We don't really have, besides raccoons, which you can shoot them with anything. Yeah, squirrels and rabbits for the most part. Like accuracy first is dropping some loads there. Nice. 139 LRX. I need to look into more what the difference in the LRX bullets are. I know Barnes makes one especially for 280 Ackley, and I think it's a 152, if I'm remembering right. But they only offer it in their uh, commercially loaded ammo. They don't have it out for reloaders yet. Superformance is a powder I may have to try. I've got some up here and I haven't used it much. You got N560. Are these your rifles here that you're getting those velocities in? I don't have any Vitivory powders yet. I keep looking at them, uh, and I've had some in my cart several times, and I just haven't bought any. Either N555 or N560 is what I was going to get to try for both 6.5 Creedmoor and 280 Ackley. All of the playing around that I've done with the 280 Ackley cartridge in GRT shows that I really should be shooting a little bit faster powder than the 4831 that I have been shooting. And it's a lighter bullet, so probably should be shooting a little bit faster powder. Yes, two of my six 280 AI rifles. It is a cool cartridge. I have thought about that for this Remington 700 as well. Yeah, you can't get that 152. No, no, you can't. Not unless you're buying their ammo and pulling the bullets, which is not a good proposition. Do have a lot of the 155 terminal ascent. I've never seen that bullet for sale except on American Reloading and their pull down stuff. And I haven't been quick enough to grab those. I do like bonded bullets though. I that the Spear Gold Dot, these This is the 168 grain 30 cal feed. I have had crazy good luck with those. They, I have not. There might be one, I may have lost one deer that I made a bad shot on with the 6.5 Creedmoor with that bullet. I can't remember if it was that bullet or not. Uh, but everything I've shot with it has gone down real quick. I shot it. Well, this box has been shot when I had a 308. Shot deer, hogs, several deer went down to that bullet, and they didn't go far. It did a really good job. Got the 155s on Gunbroker. Okay. Well, are those pull downs or does Federal sell those? An 18-pound 308 is the max recoil I like. Yeah, I had a 10-pound 308 and I didn't mind the recoil on that at all. And heck, even that 30-06 Ruger American shooting 200 grain Barnes bullets, which I know was not the right bullet to be shooting in that, but yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. I think the stock just soaked up enough of it that it wasn't that bad. I do remember when I shot a really hot load with the 168 grain match bullet, it was kicking me around a little bit, but it was nothing like this. It was nothing like this Remington 700. I have never had a rifle that kicked that hard. These were pulled. Okay. Change the subject, but have you seen Hornady's podcast? Yes, I listen to or watch Hornady's podcast religiously. Thoughts on your groups are too small. I agree. I agree with them. Those guys, and that even probably sounds kind of silly for me to say that I agree with them. Those guys know eh, more about shooting and bullets and reloading than I ever. Uh, there's a lot of good information coming from that podcast. The trouble is, I can't afford to shoot that much. I just can't. Uh, I can't shoot 20 round groups to try to dial in a load. I yeah, I can buy a couple boxes of bullets here and there. What you see behind me is stuff that I've piled up over the last 7 years or so of reloading, and that's it. Like, besides what I've shot, that's it. I don't. Yeah, sorry, it's kind of a tangent there, but I can't afford to shoot groups that big. I just can't. If I were a PRS shooter and I was making money or uh, winning good prizes or whatever from shooting PRS, maybe I would have the maybe I'd dial in a load like that. But I'm you know I would love to be able to, just can't. And I don't remember if 20 round groups is what they were shooting or not, what they were suggesting. I have started to shoot a few 10 round groups, and that can be pretty telling. When I had the when I had my Bergara out the other day, 24-inch 6.5 Creedmoor, I shot a 10 round group with it just to see what it would do, and I shot them fairly quickly, and I was again I was impressed by that rifle and that load. Actually, that rifle doesn't shoot everything well, as you guys know from seeing some of the last videos. The the Sierra 152 grain or 152 142 grain match bullet that a lot of folks seem to really like in 6.5 Creedmoor. It never shot these great. The 140s either. It was around an inch, but nothing spectacular. The cheap Hornady 158 grain boat tail hollow point is what it likes the best. It puts those in. If I can hold my shooting together, it puts those in a half inch or a little bit over. That 10 shot group I shot the other day pretty rapidly. It was an inch. So, all right, guys, I think unless there's any last minute comments or questions, I'm gonna have to shut it down uh, pretty soon here. Oh, I missed a comment on the Spear Impact 30 cal. That is not a bullet I'm familiar with. I may have to look that one up. I think I remember that it's a bonded bullet, but I haven't looked too much into that. Spear Spear is different. Uh, they seem to be right now charging really reasonable rates for their bullets. The bonded ones are a little more expensive, but not $1 a bullet like a lot of um, Hornady bullets are getting to be. I begrudgingly bought a box of the 100 grain ELD VTs in 6.5, 6.5 millimeter. I These may shoot great, and I hope they do. I'm really hoping they don't phase out the VMAX or increase the price on the VMAX to match what they're charging for these. These are, I think, $43 for this box. It's used to be, it seems like, you buy all Hornady bullets for $29 a box, uh, or less. They're still offering a lot of the VMAXs for a decent price, but those ELD VTs are spendy. But I did want to try out that bullet. It seems to be pretty slick. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I really enjoyed the discussion. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, especially Accuracy First, Reloading Fun, for keeping the chat alive. I've really enjoyed it. Need to do some live streaming more often, although I probably won't. I probably won't always have this much to talk about. But I've got to wrap up my plumbing work for the evening. So again, thank you guys for watching. Have a good evening. We're gonna shut it down.